Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to today's Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 617, and this is take 2. You're like, what do you mean take 2? Well, you see, I've already done this once tonight. I was about 45 minutes into the class. I had my flow going. We were having the best time ever. You and I, we were crafting away. You were oohing and awing when I was oohing and awing. And then out of nowhere, my camera just stopped filming. It just stopped. So I had to reset everything and start again because I don't edit. I don't script, I don't voiceover, there's no dubbing, there's no splicing, there's no dicing. It is what it is. And this is where some of you are gonna say, now Stacy, if you would edit your videos, then you could just pick up where it stopped and splice them together and just continue on. But what fun would that be? No, we have to do it like it's live TV, because in essence, that's what this is, a live class, being that there's no editing to it at all. When I make an oopsie, you see what not to do and how not to make that oopsie. We do it together. And let me tell you, round 1, take 1, we were having a great time. But we're gonna have a great time with take 2, and hopefully there's not a take 3. Now, today I am using Buttons Galore and more. And gosh, you know what I should make you post for a chance to be a winner chicken dinner? What time you think I'm gonna get out of here tonight? I can tell you, it is after 9 p.m. right now. And if the video is 2.5 hours long, and it takes me a minimum of an hour to load the video downstairs, I'm just gonna tell you, it's after 9 p.m. I don't know how long the class is gonna be, and you won't know how. Class could be 3 hours and 13 minutes, it could be 2 hours and 45 minutes, it could be 2 hours and 10 minutes. But then add another hour onto that, because that's a minimum of what it takes me to load the class. And that's what you have to post this week. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. We're not gonna try and find the person who's closest. Just post your guess and you'll have a chance to be a winner chicken dinner. So here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, we do 3 winners every YouTube. 3 of you now. The first winner is from a sneak peek video I do here on YouTube. It's a YouTube short, so it's under 90 seconds. And I post it on Instagram and on our YouTube channel. I'm trying to get Instagram people. I am doing my best to get more Instagram followers, but boy, that's hard. So if you do Instagram, hey, follow Scrapbooking Made Simple. Even though I posted in both of those places, I ask you for that sneak peek to come back to YouTube, find that YouTube short video, and post the comment that you're supposed to post. Usually it's whatever you see on my crafty space that you would love to have in your crafty arsenal at home. We pick a winner, and then I put together a selection of product and we ship it off. So I know who's won last week, and I know your product is already packed and ready to ship on Monday. The other 2 winners that we do are from this video. And while we are live chatting during the premiere, which is at 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom, you might see a live chat over there or maybe down below, depending on the device you're on. You leave a comment, not part of the live chat. You leave a comment below, and you have the opportunity to be a winner chicken dinner for at least a $100 gift card. And we pick 2 of you. So from the Saturday with Stacy YouTube classes, we pick 2 winners, and they usually win $100. And then from the sneak peek, we pick 1 winner, and they win an assortment of goodies. Sound good? I have all 3 of you here. Now, I'm not surprised who you are because I've already announced these names once. So to act, oh, no, I already know who you are. I've already done this. This feels a little deja vu-y to me, but you don't know who you are. So our first winner is from YouTube number 616. They posted on the sneak peek for that event. And they have won an assortment of prizes, including some of the Sizzix rotating stencils. And it is Jean Papura. Hello, Jean Papura. How are you doing, my dear? Oh my gosh, congratulations. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Well done, Eugene. I know Eugene. I mean, I don't know you, but I know you. I do. I know you. Congratulations. I'm very excited for you. Now, the two winners who have won a $100 gift card, and that amount is all determined by how many likes the video gets. The more likes, the more money we give away. The first winner is, and I don't know that I'm going to do any better pronouncing these names the second time as I did the first, but the first winner is Terry. It's with 2 R's and an I, Terry, so that eliminates quite a few Terrys. Then this Terry has 3 names, a first name and 2 surnames. So Terry, that should eliminate quite a few of you. Terry Quallen Sandoval. Hey Terry, well done you. You have $100 in your online account right now. Hey Terry, right now, $100 just for you. Are you taking a screenshot? Are you jumping up and down? Well, congratulations, but you are not alone. Our second $100 winner chicken dinner is Diane. Diane starts with a Z. Zavolis. Diane Zavolis? Is that pretty close? Did I come close, Diane? Does it really matter? Because either way, you have $100 in your online account right now. Take a screenshot, call your family, call your fur babies, call your friends, post, I'm a winner chicken dinner, and congratulations. Now, none of you need to do anything. Diane and Terry, that $100 is already in your online account, and you can spend it $20 at a time, or you can blow it all in one big shopping spree. And for you, Jean, well, we've already packed up your goods to go. And well, congratulations. You have a package of yummies from 616 coming your way. Now, if you want a chance to be a winner from the sneak peek, that is still available. It's still on our YouTube channel. And we don't pick the winners until Friday. So you've got a whole week to post your comment on that video and a whole week to post your comment on this video. And we try to pick winners on Friday, giving everybody ample time to post comments everywhere. Just remember, it's not Instagram and Facebook where you post the comments. It's right here on the YouTube channel. However, I'm looking for Instagram followers. Hello? So today I have got, oh no, we got to do the winner chicken dinner dance. Oh my gosh, for all 3 of you. Okay. Are you ready? See, I already did this already today. Maybe that's why I forgot. It feels like it really does. I've just done all of this once already. I kind of get into my groove of it. You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo, for you. Put a little bump in there, a little. Congratulations to the 3 of you, Diane and Jean and Terry. Well done, all of you. Enjoy your winnings from Scrapbooking Made Simple. It makes my heart happy to share it with you, and I hope whatever you make with the products, you share it with others and spread that joy along. All right, today we are talking about Buttons Galore. I have not done business with Buttons Galore for a really long time, They typically do embellishments. I mean, obviously buttons, but then they have these cute little sprinklets and sparklets and all sorts of little its. And they're great for shaker cards, really great for shaker cards. But we just haven't done much with their products in a really long time. And I was sitting at my computer, as I most often am, and an email came in from Buttons Galore, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's take a look and see what they've got. Because they, just like every manufacturer, they randomly send out a mass email to all the retailers. And I opened it up, and I'm telling you, within a bing, bang, boom second, I'm like, I need to try that. I need to see that. I need this product. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to want this product. For me, the way I am, is that if I look at something and I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, that's interesting, that's nice, that's my gut saying probably not. If I look at something and I'm like, holy smokes, bing, bang, boom, I am Johnny on the spot and I am like, I need it all, I want it all, I'm going to buy it all. How much do you have to sell? Because I want it all. And I'm pretty clear about things I like and things I'm like, if I'm on the fence, that's really my gut saying, it's nice. Maybe you can do something with it. Maybe I can Stacyfy it. But sometimes I see a product where I'm just like, okay, sign me up. So I got that email and literally within 5 minutes, I had emailed them back. Hey, it's Stacy at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Do you remember me? I'd like to order 4 of everything. And we may be considering this for a Saturday with Stacy YouTube class, pending on what it looks like when it gets here. And I mean, literally 5 minutes later. And I get this email back and it was like, wow, you're quick. And I'm like, yep. But they were getting ready to go to the Las Vegas show. Remember, I went to Las Vegas. I was in and out in no time flat. It was this tabletop show of a bunch of manufacturers. They had like a 6-foot table to show all their wares. And I was there for a very specific reason. It wasn't to meet with manufacturers. I was there for a very specific reason. But I walked the show anyway, and there was Buttons Galore and more. And they had all the finished samples out. And I hadn't seen the finished samples. I hadn't even seen the product yet. I just said, send me 4s. I want to buy 4s of everything to see if we like it, but they couldn't get it shipped before the show. I walked up to their booth and I said, yes, 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 yes. Oh, and yes, that one too. I knew it was going to be good, but it's different than what we typically do. It is DIY, but it is affordable and it's easy. The motto for this show, if you can glue it, you can do it. Say it together. If you can glue it, you can do it. That's the motto of this show. Kids can do this. Anybody in your family can do this. You can have your crafty friends come over who don't want to craft and they can do this. And if you've got $10 or less, you're going to make some fabulous things for some fabulous people this holiday or for their birthday or for a baby shower. Whatever, I mean, I've got so many different kits here. So Buttons Galore and more did 3 different types of kits. They did a frame kit, they did a wreath kit, and they did a canvas kit. Inside each kit contains with the frame kit, it contains the frame, it contains the buttons, it contains the layout, the template, it contains the paper that you need. What it doesn't have is adhesive glue, or if you want to paint or decorate the frame. Now, some of them do have little ribbons to go on the frame and things like that, but if you wanted to paint the frame, that would be extra. So your adhesives and any extra little doodads that you want. The wreath kits come with the wreath, come with the buttons, come with the ribbon, come with it all. The only thing you need is the glue, and again, some paint, because you're going to want to paint the wreath, being that it is in a chipboard, cardboard type material. The canvas kit comes with the template and the buttons and the bling. It does not come with the canvas. The canvas is an 8.5 by 11 8 by 10 canvas, and it does not come with it. So we have brought in some very inexpensive 8 by 10 canvases from American Crafts. You get 5 for under $10. And if you have a dollar store, although I don't think dollar stores are really dollar stores anymore, they're like $1.25 or $1.50 stores, but chances are they'll have 8 by 10 canvas. So something that's readily available, but if you can't, I've got them for you, and we bought the least expensive ones I could get. So if it's, I think they're $10.99, so $11 minus 20%, so that's taking $2 off, so $9 for 5 of them. That's pretty affordable. So we're going to play with each different type of product today. I'm going to start with the frames, and then I'm going to show you all the frames. And so that you can see, okay, these are the different styles that come in the frames. Then I'm going to work on the wreath. And then I'm going to show you all the different wreaths. And then we're going to end with a canvas. And then I will show you the canvases that they have done. These are really fun and accessible and easy. And you can do this and they look so good when they're done. And you're like, oh, really? It is. I just knew it was a great class to teach, especially if you're on a crafty budget. So I'm gonna tilt on down. I'm gonna get started. I do want to say that they've given you all the foundational items that you need. You may choose to pull out some bling that you have in your stash. You may pull out some of your own ribbon to add to it. Every kit is just a wee bit different. Like you might get, if you were to get 2 of the fall wreath kits, you might get more green buttons in this kit and more orange buttons or golden buttons in that kit. But then if you have 2 of them, you just compile it all together. They have given you more than you need to get the job done. There is going to be ample product left over, ample buttons and bling and rhinestones and sequins left over. In fact, you possibly could probably get 2 done, but then you'd have to photocopy. We'll talk about that in a minute. Just know that we all have those drawers full of extra bling and extra this and a little bit of that we're just not ready to get rid of. We're not ready to part with it. There's still this much bling left on a package of this big. Pull it out and use it with these. You'll use up what you already have and make some really lovely things. So I'm going to start with the frame kits, and I want to say maybe there's 7 or 8 different frame kits, and I will show them all to you once we've played with this one. And I'm going to start with the cocoa. This is the cocoa frame. So a little cup of cocoa. I'm going to start with this one, and I don't know that I'll finish anything, but I have fabulous samples for you. And I have pre-prepped a little bit of stuff just because of dry time. We generally don't pre-prep anything. I'm not sure I'll use it, but if I need to, it's here. I like to really do it with you. And what happens, and the magic that happens, and we're all at the same time, we're maybe not so much. So we'll see if I use anything that's pre-prepped. I really do try not to use it. So I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today. I'm keeping my water with me. It is very hot in California, even this late in the evening. So if we're ready to get started, we're going to start with the frames. Let's tilt on down and let me show you what's in the kit. Okay, so let me zoom on in. And let's hope that my camera doesn't stop, because I don't know that I could do that a 3rd time. Being that nothing's scripted, I just go with it. Okay, so our Buttons Galore and more. This is our cocoa mug. Here you've got all of the embellishments. And what's nice is they've put them in individual baggies for you. So your little crystal blings and your buttons and your snowflakes and your little red and some smaller buttons. So they all come pre-bagged for you. You have the frame that it comes with. You have a piece of cardstock. You have what can be a template. I would personally make a few copies of this if I were you. Oh, it tore right there. Well, we'll just fix that. So I would definitely make copies of this. Maybe print it, just take a picture of it and print it out, or it's possible on their website that they have this template and you can do that as well. Download it from there. And then there is some instructions which I pay absolutely no attention to. Just so you know, no attention to it at all. And then we've got our sample, which is on the front. That's really what I pay most attention to. Now, I take my little blings and I take my inexpensive little plastic palettes and I opened up all my little packages and put it in their own little space. In fact, on the blue buttons, I kind of separated the larger from the smaller. But this way it's easy for me to see, easy for me to grab, and when I'm done, I save my little bags. I'd like to put them back in their little bags as opposed to just throwing it all back in together as one big mishmash. I don't want to do a mishmash. So let's put this over here. That kind of bums me out that I tore it. Let's see if I can take a little bit of my tape. All right, well, that's not bad. So I've got my paper here. I kind of want to see where I'm going to want to cut because I am going to have to cut this. And again, if you were using a photocopy, you wouldn't have the fold lines. I have the fold lines and I'm going to have to be okay with that. So if I'm happy there, I think I'm just going to go zoop, zoop. Now you don't have to be exact because you've got that frame you're going to put it in. And that frame has got about 1/4 inch all the way around of space that you can, your wiggle room, so to speak. So let's just take and cut. And cut. All right, good enough. Now I'm going to marry it up with the piece of paper that it comes with. And again, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because by the time you put it in the frame, you won't even see any of these edges. The frame has got about 1/4 inch all the way around as a hidden reveal so that if your cuts are not straight, no big deal. Now I'm going to take some Stacy tape to put this down. And again, I'm not going to care if it's not perfect. All I want to do is make sure that it is taped down. You could absolutely use a liquid glue. So let's take this one off. Peel that up. Might as well peel that up. And peel that. And that, and last but not least here. All right, so I got plenty of Stacy tape. Now all I want to do is put it down on my cardstock. And again, perfection is not necessary. Done, finished. Bring my picture frame back over, and I can see that this is a little too wide and a little too long. They've given you a little bit more than you need. So I'm just going to trim it on down. And again, I don't have to worry. This is the one time you really can fussy cut, because you don't have to worry that your lines are not, your cuts are not straight. A little bit more. You just want them to fit inside, because once you turn it over, nobody's going to notice. All right, good. Now, I don't want to leave this frame in just the wood. I have plenty of samples of it in just the wood. I want to decorate this frame just a little bit. I want to color it. So I'm going to grab my Amsterdam acrylics, and this is my primary set of Amsterdam acrylics. These are by Royal Talons, and they are a beautiful acrylic paint. They are more on the fine art side than the paper crafting side by a lot. These aren't the 99-cent paints you get at the dollar store. Not anywhere close. They're creamy and lovely and do such a beautiful job. And I want to take and I want to put a little bit of blue. I don't want to do too much because I don't need a lot. But I just want to take a little bit of blue, and with an inexpensive little foamy brush, I just kind of want to move it all over, because then I'm going to take a baby wipe. And yes, acrylics and water do go together. And I'm going to move it out and blend it out. That's part of the wood. That's very cool. And kind of give it a vintage look. I want to see that wood grain come through. I love the wood grain that comes through. Kind of give it a distressed look. And a little bit of that paint goes a long way. Okay, so I've added some color to it. Now it's up to you whether you want to paint the back and paint it in white, paint it in blue, don't paint it at all. Whether you want to paint the sides, you absolutely can. Again, completely up to you on how much of a paint job you want to do. I leave that up to you. But it is nice if it has the kind of the blue along the edges. Just kind of finishes it off a little bit. And I haven't gotten into more blue paint. This is what's left on my little sponge. Okay. So we added a little bit around. So now I've got my frame done. I've got my template put onto the heavy cardstock that they gave me. And it is time for us to color. Now on some of the things I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using the Amsterdam acrylics. But on something small like this, I thought it would be easier just to grab some Sharpies. So this is our Wahoo Kachoo of Sharpies, our package of Sharpies. It's like, ooh. And I'm gonna pull two colors. Let's go these two. Let's see what these two look like. So everybody can get a Bic marker or a Sharpie marker. They're readily available. You might already have some in your house. They're considered a permanent marker, so they are an alcohol-based marker. And we're going to be just using them to fill in color, because on the sample, it shows that you've got a dark blue, a white, and then a light blue. Ooh, I might need a red too. Do I have a red? I've got a red. Well, hello for me. So a dark blue, a white, and a light blue. And the reason why I want to color in is because when I start laying my buttons and my bling down, I don't want to see any white space where there shouldn't be any white space. You're never going to get the buttons to necessarily overlap every little area. And if you've colored it in a blue, well, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit that doesn't lap, because you've got a blue marker and you've colored it in, so nobody's going to notice. So I'm just going to scribble, scribble, scribble. And I'm not gonna, this isn't about blending or about doing highlights or shadows. This is about just taking that white and making it disappear, so that when I put my buttons on here and the rest of my little bling, if there's a little area that isn't completely covered, you don't see white coming through. So there's my first. Now it shows the second. It looks like the second to stay white. So I'm just going to leave my middle area white, and then my last area I need another color. So and all I'm trying to do is fill in that white. And since you can scribble, 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 anybody can do this. No talent necessary. Okay, and then I need to do my handle. And you can use anything to fill it in. You could use pencils, colored pencils. What do you have? On some of the bigger places, when we get to the wreath and the canvas, I'm going to use acrylics. But for something like this, I can just be with my markers. I know I need my red. So because I want to have, I'm going to put red beads in there, red bling. And this just helps. So the first thing you're going to do is just color in. And again, it doesn't matter what kind of a pen or pencil you've got. You're just trying to fill that space in the color of the bling that you would be using. I think I'm going to need some brown. And maybe down below here. Do I want to do that? Or maybe I'll leave that white. All right, so there I am. I'm ready to fill in. I bring over my buttons, and I can kind of lay out. That's a really big button. I don't know that I'm going to use that button. I can kind of see what I have. And kind of make them work. I'm not trying to be perfect, and I'm not really even trying to lay it out. I just want to make sure that I've got enough that I can fill in. All right. Let's see. Nope, it's gonna work for my bling. These I'm gonna do by hand. Okay, so you have an option. You can either take your glue, and I am using just a liquid glue. This is Stay Put. It's my glue. And you can either come in here and kind of pull it down and fill it in, and then drop your buttons where they are, or you can put glue on the back of each individual button. It really is up to you whether you want to just throw some glue down and just kind of move it all over, because this is going to dry clear and you're never going to see it again. Now I can just go in, and you're going to want to wash this. This is glue, so if you want to be able to use your foam brush again, you're going to want to wash it. Then I can just go in and put my buttons where I want them. And they just kind of did one row. They just kind of did one row of buttons. And then they came in and added more glue and added more buttons. So I've got all of these pretties to work with. I've got these pretty clear blings, and I've got the reds to go on my candy cane. I've got the light blue. Let's do the light blue. I'm going to take, see, that's a really big button. I think I'm going to take the big buttons out. Or maybe I take a big button in the center and kind of work my, oh, that's cute. Maybe I'll do that. And this time I'll put glue on each button. And it really is just a matter of what you want to do. Okay, so I got 3 buttons there. And then let's see, what do they show for the handle? They show bling for the handle. Okay, so I've got 3 buttons there. And I'm going to put my little blings in the center. Oh, aren't those so cute? Just draw a little line. And then with my jewel picker upper, I can just come in here and lay them down. I think I like laying the glue down and then filling in the space. Because it gives me a chance to kind of move things around. And we've started. Now I'm not just going to leave it with those buttons. Oh no, we're going to then add buttons to it. So let's see, the tops we can maybe put something. Do I have one small enough to put inside of here? I can just layer them. And put a button there. And maybe one there. And just layer them to build dimension. So now I'm starting to build a little dimension to it and fill in that space. And down at the bottom. Ooh. Maybe I put one there. And maybe I put one there. And I just fill in wherever my heart's content, knowing that my glue is going to dry clear and you're not going to see it, so don't be afraid of the glue. All right, so I've got some buttons there. And let's run a little bit of glue right up my handle here. And let's put some of my snowflakes. Start there. And start there. Can you see how many extra I'm going to have? It's a lot. And then I can take my little blings let's add some bling up on here. So put a little bling there, and a little bling here, and a little bling there. So now I'll take my little white ones, my little crystally guys, and pick them up and put them down, and pick them up and put them down, and pick them up and nope, wrong side, and put it down. And now I'm starting to add a little bit of my crystally bling. And there's no such thing as too much. Let's go in here, put a little glue down. And add a little bit in here. So that I can fill some of this space in. And I just pick them up and put them down. Just need to make sure that my flat side is what's going against my paper. So these are flat backs. And as long as my flat side is going against my paper, I'm good to go. I got two of them there. And I just fill the space in. It really is this simple. But look at how much I have left over. Keep my tweezers handy in case I need to kind of push it underneath or move it around. I think this one's too big. Let's see if I can find a smaller one. I don't think I have any glue. There we go. Now, do I want to add some more to my blue up here? So it's starting to fill in. Starting to fill in nicely. Maybe I get some of those little ones. More glue. And I don't care if my glue gets all over because it's going to dry clear. Just need to make sure that I've got my back side. There we go. And we'll do a couple of these on here. Just to add a little bit more bling. You really get so much. Oh, it's coming out cute. Look at how shiny, look at how cute is this? Okay, we gotta do something down at the bottom because I haven't done anything there. And I've got to add a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue there. And let's grab some of my red. And just put a few little blings in my red. I'm able to see which ones have already turned on there on the flat side. It's too big. My little gem picker, amazing. And the reds are a little easier for me to see which side is up. Okay, so now I got my reds going on. I got my blues happening. I need something a little bit down at the bottom. And I think I'm just gonna go with the little snowflakes. And I'll just do a little line of glue across the bottom. So you design these any way you see fit. You can do them any way you want. You could have filled them in with the snowflakes everywhere if you had preferred. Look at us go. And all I've used is glue and Sharpie markers. So I think I need a brown. A brown Sharpie. Let's get these two and see what these two look like. That one's metallic. I don't want a metallic. Let's get out a black Sharpie too, just in case. I think both of these are metallic. That's that one. Oh, I've got two of the same. Can't have hot cocoa unless you've got cocoa in there, right? So how long did this take us? And this was me teaching. Can you imagine doing these if you were just doing them? Let's see. Put a bling in there. And one in there. And one in there. And a snowflake in there. And a snowflake in there. And a snowflake in there. Or a bling in there. So I need to turn this one over. And right in there. Bam. And another big one. Right in there. And bam. And another big one. Bam. And then a couple little snowflakes here. I have 2 snowflakes on there. There we go. Oh my gosh, is that so cute? And I made it in very little time. I mean, everybody can do this, and these are inexpensive. And then I bring my frame over. Let's get it in a frame. And then the backing. And we close it up. You could put a little piece of acetate maybe over the top of it if you wanted to have a picture frame look. Oh, no, this one's not deep enough. Look at how cute. I feel like I need more bling. You're like, you don't need more bling. I do. I feel like I need a little more bling. Small ones. And I still have all of this left over that I could now decorate my frame with. See, I just like filling it in. And then they gave me 1 snowflake or 1 snowman. 1 snowman. And they want you to put them right in the middle. Now that's up to you if you want to put them right in the middle. Oh, and they did those little blings all over the place. They have them kind of everywhere. No, I'm not. I'm just going to let it be. But you're going to have to cut this little backing piece off. Or put a lot of glue in there to let him sit. If you cut the backing piece off, scissors, and you're not going to get the whole piece off, but you'll get enough of it. And then you're going to load them with some glue. And remember, the glue dries clear, so I loaded him with some glue. Nope, he's going to need even more glue than that. I'm going to have to build that glue up. There we go. And now he's on. And now I let this sit and dry. I could take and add some of my snowflakes all the way around. I could add some of my buttons here and there. and decorate my frame. I don't care about my glue, it's going to dry clear. So it may be making little candy kiss tops, but I'm fine with that. I'm just putting my little snowflakes everywhere I put a drop of glue. I put a snowflake. And bam. How sweet is this? We did this, you and I. We did it together. Wahoo Kachoo for us. So the frame kits, I'm going to do really quickly. Now I want to show you. That we took the frame and we really embellished it. So here we've done gilding flakes and die cuts, and we use some of the sequins. So if you really want to go for it, you really can go for it. Up to you how much you want to do or how little you want to do. And all of this is what's left over, right? Holy smokes, artichokes. And there's some down here. So keeping it kind of simple, the frame. Really taking it to the next level. Wow. Okay, so that's the cocoa mug. I'm going to pull out real quick. Let's put my blings away. I need to find a nice space for all my blings. Let's pull out the little bumblebee. So the bumblebee, super cute. Same thing, but remember how I told you some of them have embellishments to go around the frame? Well, the bumblebee is one of them. So it has your bling and your buttons, but do you see the gingham? It also includes the gingham ribbon that you can then decorate around your frame if that's what you would like to do. So we started a bumblebee. We started a bumblebee. And I've got the bling, I've got the buttons, I've got the gingham. I've got the instructions. We went ahead and already colored in the template. So we made a copy of this. We kept the original and we made a copy of it and are using the copy to put down on our paper. So by making a copy, well, we can do a few more. You get enough bling to do it. Let's grab the frame. And let's grab another little palette. So theoretically, after you're done using the bling that you've used and the buttons that you've used, you'd put them away. So you don't have to open up as many palettes as I've got going. But then I'm going to dump. I'm going to save my little baggies. Oh, these are the same as over there. I'm going to leave these in the baggies because it's the same as what was in here. I'll just borrow. Put all of this back. And then I got a few cute little bees and a little beehive. Now it's up to me if I want to decorate the frame or not. I don't need the instructions. This one needs to be matted. We made more than one. This one needs to be trimmed down just a little bit. That's good. And now I have to decide what I want them to be. Do I want to do buttons on the inside of the wings? I've got white buttons. I can kind of fill it with some white buttons. That's too big of a button. Okay, I got some buttons going on. And I think I'm just gonna fill it up with glue and then just put them down. Fill it up with glue. And put him down. And remember that glue is going to dry clear, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think that's good. That one's too big. So I think I'm going to pull this big one out. There, that fills it up way better. So my bee is starting to have button wings. And then I have what was from the cocoa mug, but they're the same bling. So I'm just going to share some with the bee as opposed to opening up the whole new ones. And I can do my yellow. And I'm just going to fill in my space with some glue. As long as you're sure your glue dries clear, you're good to go. Doesn't have to be uber expensive glue. It just needs to dry clear. Bam. Bam. And I just start to fill my bee up. Oh, got the wrong side. Take some of them and put them out so I can see what's face up and what's face down. Just fill in my space. Come on, drop off. Once I can see what's facing right side and what's not, it's just easy peasy filling in the space. And anything I don't use, I'll put back. Look at my little bee. And I have some of those white ones that I could take. Let's put these back. Oh, you know what? Let's take and we'll do like in the little bee, do 1, 2, 3, and we'll just add a little bit here. That one's upside down. That one looks right. And I start to put them in my little bling in my little bee hive, my little honeycomb. And then I've got now I can put all of these back away. And I've got his little head. Put a little bit of glue in there. And so 1, 2. Look at my little bee come alive. He's so cute. And how quick was this? See if I could see these. Then I would want to do these kind of going down the trail. Let's see what the picture looks like. Oh yeah, see they have those all going down the trail and they've got some of the yellow in there. Okay. I have a few of these yellows. On his wings. And we could just continue on. They're easy and they're fun. And I haven't even used the cute little beehive or the 2 little bees to decorate your little frame. They put the little beehive here. So let's cut that back off as much as we can. I don't know that we're going to get much of it. Oh, that's closed. That's not good, Stacy. Lots of glue. It'll dry, you won't notice it. What do you think? And then we have the frame. And we can choose to keep the frame plain. We can take the gingham. One, you think it's enough? Ooh, that's a tight fit. Oh, that's a tight fit for the gingham. So if I go here to there, well, all we can do is try. I go like this and like this. And like this. Oh, that's enough. Okay. And then we're going to move on to our wreath. So hopefully I'm close. Close enough for me. Maybe a little bit more off this one. And then my two little bees. And then I can finish decorating. And when I put it together, it's really cute and really simple. I would do the little sparkly blings down the little trail. Really cute. Still a little wet. Yep, still a little wet. We'll have to put him back on. Let me see if I can get the back in this. Oh no, it's still really wet. All right, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna put him down so he can dry. And we'll come back and put them together later. All right, so the bee, absolutely darling. So cute. The little Coco, we finished completely. Whether you want to do that frame wow, or you want to keep it simple. And now that he's all dry, nothing's gonna move. You choose. So let me show you the rest of the frame kits, so you see them all. All right. So we have the penguin. There's the penguin. Now again, you may end up with a few little different odds and ends. And then if you need to, you go into your stash and add whatever you want. And then we have the I Love You to the Moon and Back. And this one they made a shaker out of. I Love You to the Moon and Back. Put a piece of just inexpensive acetate over the top. And I Love You to the Moon and Back. And then we have one of my favorites, the snowman. How cute is that, right? This is darling. Snowman. I'm gonna put these over there. Put these over here for right now. And then we have the bee that we just did. All done out. Little blings, little gingham. Oh yeah, that's how they did the gingham. And we have the mitten. The mitten. We have the furry friend. And the furry friend. And the furry friend. And we have the Coco. So the Coco that we did, the furry friend. The mitten, the bee, the snowman, the penguin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess 6 is it? 6 sound right? I hope 6 sounds right. So 6 of the frames. But what I want to show you is that we took the frames and we changed them up. So here we used a nicer frame. Here we used the frame that came with it, and we painted it in a gold, and we die cut, or we fussy cut out a little doggy. So depending on you can absolutely get a nicer frame if you want. Then we have the mitten, but we could have put this around the mitten, taking the frame, and we've covered it with paper. Cute, right? Really up to you, whichever way you want to do. The bee, We didn't change it all. But the snowman, we could have gone here. We could have gone here. Just by changing the frame. Just by using the frame that it comes with, but by using paper to decorate it. Changes the look entirely. Okay, to the moon and back, we could have done with gilding around it. Anything that makes your heart happy, it can be done. However you want to cover those frames to take them to the next level. The penguin, how cute's the penguin? The penguin? How cute's the penguin? Oh, you know what would have been good? Because this kind of has the same colors. Ooh, that's good too. So the frames are where we started. I've got the cocoa mug. Whatever makes your heart happy. These are affordable. They are easy to do. And you get a ton of product. Okay, so I'm still letting this one dry. Oh, it's almost there. It's almost there. I'm letting this one dry. Now let's put this down there. And we'll put these down there. Now we move on to the wreaths. So let's grab a wreath. Same thing, complete kit. Oh, that cleared off my table a little bit. My table is so full. So inside is the foundational items, everything you need, minus the adhesive and the paint, and any extra bling that you might want to add. Now this one doesn't have a template because you're just going to fill in the space. But it does have the ribbon and the pearls and the pretty leaves and then all these buttons to play with. But first things first, we have to color the cardboard, chipboard. I'm not going to look at the ribbon or the instructions. I'm just a go for it kind of girl. So I'm going to pull out my metallics. And this is too big of a space. First off, if you covered it with your Sharpies, you're already on a dark color as opposed to what we were working with before. The frame was much lighter. The paper was white, so we could color the paper because then the Sharpie color would actually show through. But anything you put on this is just going to darken it. It's just going to make it look dark. So I'm going to go ahead and paint. I feel like I'm just in the wrong place, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint it. And I'm going to use my acrylics. Now I've got a like a copper and a bronze and a gold and a rich gold. I don't know what color we want to use. Maybe we just play. So this may warp from the paint, but as it dries, it will flatten. Yeah, that color is so pretty. It's got a little hole at the top where you can push through to put ribbon or a little hang hole. And remember, you're not going to see a whole lot of this because it's going to get covered with my buttons. Well, somebody out there feels they're very important. I don't know if you heard that car. They obviously think they're very, very important. So a little copper, or this is bronze, yeah? No, copper. And you could do both sides. I might add a little bit of gold. And I'm not trying to be all nice and pretty about it. I just want it to feel like fall. And knowing me, I would wait till this dries. Ooh, look at that. And I would absolutely do the back side without question. Okay. So I'm not going to give this enough time to dry. I'm just going to go for it. And I can tell you that the girls pre-prepped the Christmas wreath so I could finish it off. And they pre-prepped the winter wreath so I could finish it off. But I'm going to start this one. We'll see how far I get. A little water, clean my brush. Just because I want to be able to use it again. If you leave acrylic in your little brush, it's going to dry as hard as a rock. Now the brushes are relatively inexpensive, so if it doesn't matter to you, then it doesn't, but we reuse our brushes. Okay, so I think I'm going to take and do it in a quarter at a time. Now Claire, SMS Girl Claire, was nice enough to put all the little things into my little palette here so that I can just go in and dig for what I want. And it's just about layering, literally layering. So I'm going to do a quarter, and maybe I take a little bit of, I wonder if I have something. I want to make sure I don't cover that hole, but if I do, I do. I'm going to take some of my glue. And do a quarter at a time. make sure I have some big ones all over. Then I want some little ones, medium-sized ones. I'm just making sure that I leave enough of the different ones so that they're kind of spaced all over. I don't want to go in and grab all my big ones and use all my big ones and then find out that I don't have enough to fill the rest of my space. So anytime I do one size, I just add and I'm going to use all the big ones first. Now I can come in and fill in some of my spaces with a few of my little ones. I think I'm gonna wait. All right, so now I can see kind of what I'm looking at. They're not glued down yet, but I have a good idea of what I've got, and if I need to add any more, I'm sure that I've got enough left. So all I'm trying to do is make sure that I've got plenty of my buttons. Okay. And now you can either swipe them to the side or just take your glue. And when they're like this is easy to do them individually. And I just go for it. They've given you all the pieces you need to start. And you can see why I wanted to paint, because I didn't want that brown to come through. I think I need another one in here. Quick and easy and crafty and thoughtful gifts and affordable and options. You guys have buttons at home? Grab the buttons out of your button drawer. Add them to the mix. I like that they've given you everything you need, but also give you the opportunity to add what you have. I love the metallic paint. I like the warmth that that metallic paint gives. Ooh. I love that I don't have to be neat. Okay, so we've started. Now I start to layer. I have buttons. She didn't put the whole bag in there for me. I've got more buttons than I know what to do with. Now I can start layering and filling in and adding small ones here and there where there's open space. And anywhere I feel it needs a little something something, I add a little something something. And I can layer on top. And you just don't give it too much thought. Once you've got your circle done, don't give it too much thought about where you're putting what where. Go for it and have fun. And then I've got the little pearls. Now little pearls I might dot into space. So I've got all of these little pearls that I can then take. I haven't finished my buttons. I've got all of these pearls, and let's put a button there and put a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here and maybe a little bit of glue there and maybe a little bit of glue here. And I just go in and dot those pearls into place. Literally, I just pick them up and dot them into place. Where does it make my heart happy to put them? Maybe a little glue there. And I just start filling in. Maybe I want one on top of here. Maybe I put a button there, and a pearl here, and a pearl here, and a pearl here, and maybe a little button on top of that one. And maybe a button on top of that one. And I'm filling in and layering. All I'm doing is filling in and layering. And it looks honestly like I haven't even started using my pearls. Look at how many I still have left, and I still have buttons left. Maybe I take a little yellow one and I put a little yellow one there. And maybe I get a little yellow one in here. In any place I see space, I'm just using everything they gave me to fill it in. Now, like I said, Claire didn't give me all the buttons that are in the bag. She did not. But we can just continue, I guess. We'll just finish it. I almost don't know where to put things. And I'm just stacking them right on top of each other. Where there's a space, you fill in. Now they also gave me some darling little leaves. That once I start to build this up even more, so I need to break into the rest of my buttons because I really want to start to layer it on top. I mean, I want it to be all over. I want them on top and to the side and coming off of and in between. I want to use every last thing they gave me. To build that dimension. They're kind of hanging off of each other. And then you start to put in, once you've got it all built, the last thing you do is put in your little leaves. Now I've still got a ways to go. I've got to get a whole nother layer of buttons on top of this. Because what I'm wanting to do is have it look a little bit more like that, where it's all layered in on top of each other. So this one hasn't been finished yet. This is this. So Claire had used half of the buttons for this side, and then I used the other half of the buttons to do this whole thing, which means that this bag still has more buttons than I know what to do with. So now I can come in and really start to build my layers. And some of them are going to get hidden underneath, and some of them are just going to be poking out at the top. But I want it so chunky. I want to use all the buttons that they gave me. So as I'm doing it, it becomes more dimensioned and higher and bigger and bolder and fuller. So you get enough buttons to do the whole thing this way, this heavy. You can see they did it in the green, in the white for the snowflake, and I am just now starting to build mine. Oodles and oodles of product in here, so that when you are done with this one, now they went a little heavy on their bow. You don't get as much to make the bow, but you've got a little bow that they come with. So here's the bow that you get to put at the top. Now you can make it so much more than it is, but look at how chunky. Look at how chunky these are. And everything comes in the kit. You've got the wreath, you've got all the buttons, you've got the little pearls, you've got the little leaves, and you zhuzh up the bow yourself. I have just started with this one. I would just keep layering and layering and layering until you can't see any very little of the copper coming through, the golden copper. Now the fall wreath comes with, it doesn't have any added type embellishments to it. You just keep going and going and going. But the Halloween wreath is completely different. So we have the Halloween wreath here. And again, they've started it for me. And they've done we've painted it black with acrylic. They've done all the black buttons. They've started adding some of the pretty bling buttons. But the Halloween wreath comes with little extra items to it that you then get to color in and do. So I'm going to open up a Halloween wreath. Let's see. So I've got my Halloween wreath here. This is brand new, straight out of the box. So again, we start with just the wreath itself that we painted black. We have the instructions that I'm not paying attention to, but then we have this sheet here. And this sheet is what allows you to add the fun little decorative items. Now again, I would photocopy this sheet because once you've cut them and used them, you've cut them and used them. So I would photocopy it maybe a couple times at least. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a yellow. And an orange. And I'm going to do Yellow, and again, I'm not caring so much about how great of a colorer I am. I'm just trying to get some color down so that the white doesn't come through. And then my orange. Which is a dark orange. That's fine. And then I cut out. And I'm not trying for perfection. Now it's up to you. You can put this on cardstock to give it a little bit more strength. Up to you if you want to back it in cardstock or if you want to attach straight to it and glue it straight down. But it's colored in. I've got the boo with the ghost, and I've got my 3 little candy corns. And same thing. I've got all my little blings, all my little black buttons. Okay, so this is the remaining black buttons from here. That will give you an idea of how full, if I had kept going and pulling buttons, how full I could have made this. This is the leftovers. That's a lot of leftovers. So I've got my boo. Claire's started 2 of them for me. I've got my 3rd one here. I can go in and put some glue down. And grab my little picker-upper. Oh, this has got bling and sequins mixed in. And I don't care if they overlap each other. I just want to fill the entire space in. And I've started to fill in my little candy corn. And I can put these away. Ooh. Put these away. And let's do some orange. So I'll fill my little orange up. start to lay some down. And fill up the space. And I'm making my own little embellishments. My goodness, if you make a photocopy of these, you could make oodles of candy corns for many different things. You've got so much bling going on, so many sequins happening. And I'm just going to fill up the space. A little more glue. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. I want to layer a few on top, put up some glue over here, and we'll just layer some more on top. Building that dimension. And did I mention these kits are like under $10, right around 10 bucks? Okay, so now I'm going to let that dry, and I've got my orange going on. Now the last thing are my yellows. And my yellows are the little blings, the little flat backs. I'm just going to turn some of them over ahead of time. All right, so let's fill up this. And I can just start dropping them in. I'm filling in all the space. People who are not crafty are going to be so impressed with themselves when they do this. Now, every now and then I'm wiping off the top of my little rubber, or you might want to wash it because it'll get glue on it. I think I got glue on it. Let's take a little bit of a baby wipe. And fill in my space. And as it dries, look at him, that's so cute. They really are darling. They really are so cute. And you can come in and you can decorate on top of the buttons. I've got black sequins here. I'm not worrying about the little drips of the glue. It dries completely clear. I can come in here and start dropping some sequins. To add more shine. And I'm just going for it. Just to add a little bit more when you move it around, that it catches the light even more. Put a little bit on the buttons. One, two, three. So the jewel picker upper from Marvy is an absolute, I mean, it just makes your life so much easier. Trying to do these with tweezers, I couldn't even imagine. That might take the joy right out of it for me. So now I've added a little bit of that. Now I might add a little bit of black into some of these, just on top, maybe one. Oh, I put yellow on top of them. Oh, maybe we'll put some black. Nope, need a bigger one than that. And you just go, you decorate until you're happy. And then you can add in your candy corns. And they give you candy corn little buttons. Now I will tell you, if you snip the backs off of these, you may have to glue your little candy corn pieces in place, just as an FYI. So let's say that the boo goes here. And then I put a candy corn here. And I put a candy corn here. And I put a candy corn there. And then I still have the boo. I still have the boo to do, to fill in with my little blings and my rhinestones to finish it out. And I can add my little more glue is better. If it didn't dry clear, I would say so. But as long as your glue dries clear, more glue is better. Look at how cute is this. And I haven't even done, I didn't even do this piece yet. And I still have one more candy corn in there, and I still have all of this to play with. And I still have buttons. So the wreaths, I think there's 6 wreaths. We played with the fall wreath. So we have the fall wreath. And the only thing you need to do is get adhesive and paint. Oh, well, as you can tell, it's pretty sturdy. Once you get the glue down, it's good to go. So we have the fall wreath. We have the winter wreath. All the foundational stuff you need. Then go into your own stash if you want to jazz it up even more. You want little extra blings in there? Go get your extra blings. Look at how cute is that. There's the winter wreath. Then we have the Christmas wreath. And the Christmas wreath is like the Halloween wreath. You get a template to do the little ornaments. So you color in the template, you cut out the template, and you make your little ornaments. There are the little light bulbs. You'll need to get a little bit of string. But yeah, even the little light bulbs come with it. So cute. So cute. I want to make sure the little light bulbs were in there. And they are. So this is the Christmas wreath kit. Three, and then we have I don't know what they're calling this. Tropical kit, maybe? Then we have the tropical with the hibiscus. Then we have the patriotic wreath. So patriotic, doesn't have to be 4th of July. This is patriotic. And then we have the Halloween, and this one is completely done. So the Halloween. And the boo is completely done. Everything's down. Isn't this so cute? Just darling. So the wreaths are the boo, the patriotic, the tropical hibiscus, the fall, the winter, and the Christmas. 6 different wreaths for you to play with, to make, to give. So let's remember, we have our frames, our penguin, our snowman, our bumblebee. We're not done yet. We haven't done the canvases. Our mitten, our winter mitten. Our to the moon and back. Our doggy. And wherever I put the cocoa. It's here somewhere, the cocoa, my sample of the cocoa. It's not here, right? Well, now where the heck could I have put my cocoa sample? Couldn't have gone too far. I've only been right here. Oh, wait a minute. Here. How about down here? My cocoa sample. So those are your frames. Did we do the bee? Yeah, we did the bee. Isn't the bee so cute? Now we have the canvases. So you've seen the options that you have, quite a few. Between the frames and the wreaths. Now we move to the canvases. And the canvas does not come with the canvas. All right, so what do I want to do with the canvas? So we're going to play with the tree. So this is the winter tree. And inside, again, comes with everything but the canvas. So you've got a template, you've got the buttons, you've got the bling, you've got instructions. And here is your tree. And here's all your goodies. So I'm going to take a canvas, and I bought inexpensive canvases for you in case you needed them and you didn't know where to go get them. We bought them. They're American Crafts. Like I said, they're inexpensive. They're 8 by 10, and I'm going to play with one of these. We have samples of it done in white with a white background. I'm going to do my canvas in a metallic background. So I'm going to grab one of my canvases, and this time, instead of using like the bronze and the gold and the copper metallics from Amsterdam, I'm going to use the colorful metallics. So these are a purple and a red and a yellow and a blue and a green. These are also metallic with a metallic sheen to them. And because I'm working on canvas, I absolutely want to use an acrylic. So I'm going to play with the blue and the purple. And I will tell you, I have one pre-done. I don't know if I'll go grab it and use it, but I absolutely have one pre-made. It's been sitting over there drying. So I'm going to take my blue, and this is a metallic blue. Now I'm not putting gesso down. I'm just going for it. Most often, canvases these days are pre-prepped for you. And I want this one to have a little bit of a sheen to it. I should have started with the purple. I should have started with my purple. That's going to be my bottom. I should have started with the purple. I wanted my purple at the top. It's now going to be my bottom. We're going to make it work. I'm not going to change my brush. I'm just going to use the blue. So when this dries, it's going to dry permanent. Now we'll add some blue. And we're just going to let things marry into each other. No right, no wrong. I'm just getting it down and painting. I just wanted my bottom to be lighter. And I want my top to be a little darker. All right, I think I'm going to be good with that. So it's got a metallic sheen to it, and I painted my canvas. Now I'm going to cut my stencil, or my tree. It's not really a stencil. I'm going to fussy cut. I'm going to let this sit here and dry for a few. You could paint it and then cut it, but it's kind of hard for me to see the lines. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to put my elbows on the table because that's important. If you don't know how to fussy cut, it's all about until you learn, having your elbows on the table. What that does is that forces you to keep your scissors in the same position, and you are rotating the paper, not the scissors. To fussy cut well, you move the paper, not the scissors. And I'll do the big areas first. Some people will just come in here and just follow the entire thing and just keep going. For me, it's a little easier to get rid of some of the stuff. and I'm turning the paper. Come back in here, get this one done. And I'm just going to keep going. And you can see that this is just like a hand drawing. Somebody just drew this and they photocopied it. If you want a different tree, you can get a different tree. Clip art is basically, I mean, for all intents and purposes, clip art's free. Pick the tree that you like and print it out. These are just foundational items to get you started. And around I go. Moving my paper. And if I'm not exactly on the line, I'm going to be close enough. Oh. Anywhere it's an easy cut just to come in and do a V, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to make life difficult if I can just cut a V. Get rid of all of this. I'm just going to come in here, and since I can make a simple V, I'm just going to cut right down into that V. Remember, these are all going to be covered up by buttons and bling and pretties. And you see my paper turning? And I'm just cutting V's. We're almost there. I know people are afraid of fussy cutting, but really once you learn and once you get started and you stop thinking about moving your scissors and you start moving your paper, it becomes so much easier. I would think it would be very much the same if you're cutting a pattern. Well, I guess a pattern for fabric, you would have it all pinned down. I am almost there. So we could have had this pre-cut. Claire offered, and I said, no, I'm going to do it on camera. I think it's important that you see what it takes and that it's not as hard as you think it is. I've been cutting in and out and in and out, and where it's easier just to come back in to cut that V, I just come in and do it. And I'm pivoting this paper back and forth. And voila! I don't know how long that took me to do, but we did it. I have one little place to clean out right here. Okay. Oh, and this little one up here. Pivot my paper to what I need it to be. Okay, I think I'm good enough. Now again, I would make photocopies of this. I would absolutely make photocopies of this, just so it's easier. And I think I'm going to use this to add my paint to. So let's grab out of the primary, let's grab some brown. And it just depends upon how dark you want to go. But as you can see, I'm painting up because that's how my branches, I'm going to paint in the direction of the branches. You could ink instead if you would prefer. But with the acrylic, I'm positive that my glue is going to adhere. I'm just going to add my brown until I'm happy. More brown over there. All right, let's see what it looks like if I lay it. And the acrylic gives it a little bit more stability because acrylic is plastic. So it's putting a coat of plastic over the top of this. Let's see. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to take my glue. I'm not going to care if it comes off my branches. It's going to dry clear, so even if it spills out and is over, I'm okay with that. All right, now let's work it into place. Let's get it where we want it. I'm almost using the glue, kind of like you would a glossy accent, just right over the top of it. And I can put my branches where I want them. I can move them. I can bend them. You could use a matte medium to do this. Oh, I just took that one right off. Nope, not there. There. Oh, we're going to let that sit right back there and glue itself down. All right, I've got my tree in place. And now I can start decorating. So again, chock full of buttons and bobs and doodads and bling and it's just a matter of where to start. You've got snowflakes, you've got several different colors of your white buttons, you've got silver snowflakes, you've got blue snowflakes. It's all about just literally starting to fill the piece in. And by the time I'm done, you are barely going to be able to see the branches. And I just go around the whole thing, adding button after button. After button. And once I have the whole thing filled, then I can see what I have left to play with. Like I said, by the time we're done, you're not going to see much of the tree at all. But that little brown popping out every now and then is much better than white popping out every now and then. And I'm just filling it in. And the little ones on the little branches. And as soon as I've got all my buttons used and all my branches covered, I can make my branches go out a little bit further if I want. I can leave some of the branches still showing. And then I start to fill in. So it's all covered up. Now I can start to fill in with some of the other goodies. So I've got snowflakes that I can start putting in place and filling in all the empty space. And look at how it's starting to take shape. Ooh, I dropped some glue. And look at how my tree is starting to fill in. And then I have my next. I can take more buttons. I can start layering buttons on top of buttons. I can still start taking buttons and filling in all the empty spaces. And my winter tree is starting to come to life. This is an easy make, and you can do it. If you want, you can come back, you can start it and come back to it. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. But once you start, it's really hard to stop. I've got some blue buttons here that I can throw on top. And anywhere I see a hole, I'm just going to fill it. And then I've got my tiny little, oh, these are small. I've got tiny little bling here. These are small little snowflakes. I've got my blue snowflakes and blue sequins. And now I start layering these in place. One by one, a little bit of glue. And they give you so many. Looks like I've got a few little blue sequins in there. And then these tiny little ones, these little silvery ones. Love these little silvery ones. And just where I see glue, I'm not even going to have to add, where I see glue from my buttons, I'm just going to lay these on top. canvas. These teeny tiny little ones. And look at me go. So I don't know how much is too much. I could just keep going and layering and adding. But it's really easy and it's really fun. And it's not hard. I never expected something like this out of Buttons Galore. It just wasn't, I just didn't see it coming. And then when I got them and I saw just how easy they were to do and how you really could make something special and unique by adding your own little flair to it. You're taking their beginnings. They're giving you the starting point, and you can absolutely just do what's in the kit. But then you can also add. I love them. So I could continue, and I might put a little bit of snow down here. I think that would be fun to put a little bit of some little snow mounds down there. But put this in a frame for somebody for winter. But I did want to show you, the reason I did mine this way is because I have samples. So Claire started this one. And wanted me to finish it. She left it for me. See, look, she added a little bit of glitter and paste and then colored it in. And she's got it half done, half ready to go. And look at the little snowflakes. Whereas I did mine in kind of a night scene. I wanted you to see the difference. And the finished sample on white. Look at how pretty. So it's a matter of what you like. I need to bring these, I need some of those down more. I need to pull some of mine down a little bit further. Maybe just add a few more. Bring it down just a little bit further. So whether you like it on white, you like it on the night scene, you want to use what's left to make your own, what looks like snow at the bottom. It's all about the options and how much is put into each kit for the cost of the kit. Did I have to fussy cut that tree? Yes. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Oh my gosh, I didn't even come over here. This is, then you've got all these little pearls and all these blings and all the, I mean, it's just chock full. Now I want to go back and add all the bling. No, I'm not going to do that. So the cardinal, we did horizontally. And we haven't finished it out yet. We've just started. We need to start filling in everywhere. But the cardinal also comes with a template. And you, again, I believe you can download the templates from the site, but I would definitely make photocopies of this. Or I would cut the leaves and then trace them, because you're going to want more leaves than what they give you. You're going to want these two. These are the two you need to cut, you need to make more of. Whether you cut them and then trace them out, but you can see we added way more leaves and we orientated it differently than the finished example here. And again, they used more leaves. And it's just the same thing. It's gluing everything down. And everything is in. Here's all your funds. Here's all your play stuff. You cut. You paint. You glue down. And then you begin. Put this in a frame for somebody. Put this in a frame when it is all done, and people will go crazy for it. It is such a lovely holiday embellishment, a holiday decoration, a holiday gift. It really is something special. And it starts with just a piece of paper and some bling and buttons. And again, I want to say that it's around $10 on the sale price. So for the canvases, they don't come with the canvas. You're going to have to buy the canvas, and I brought some in so you have them, and they're reasonable. You get 5 of these for under $10. This one's halfway done. This one's all the way done. So on the canvases, we have the snowflake, and we did the snowflake where we colored some of the buttons and just went at it. And then we have the snowflake all in white. See, I think that snowflake all in white, here's my other one, I didn't use it. I think that snowflake all in white would look stunning against a dark backdrop. I think that would be absolutely beautiful against the all in white against a dark backdrop. And here we just took the Bic markers and colored some of our clear or white buttons. So we have the snowflake for a canvas. We have the cactus. Isn't that cute? Look at how fun is that? All done with buttons and bling. Just darling. And see, this you may be able to do with a Sharpie marker as opposed to using an acrylic. That I think you could probably get away with a Sharpie marker. And then we have the patriotic. So patriotic. And here it is. And this is just layering. You can do this. Look at that. You and glue. If you can glue it, you can do it. And this bag is heavy because you get lots of buttons in here. So patriotic. And then we have our mermaid. So our mermaid. And how fun would this be in a fun frame with some seashells around it in a little girl's bedroom? How fun would that be? So cute. And then we have for baby girl. Now, I don't know why we didn't do baby boy, but look at this for sweet baby. And again, what a beautiful gift on a budget for a baby shower or a new baby. And maybe you put her name right across. So for $10 and the canvas, beautiful, isn't it? For a new baby girl, what a wonderful gift. Go to a dollar store and get a cute frame for it, and you're off to the races. And then we have the vase. So a floral vase. All the buttons, all the flower buttons. And then we have the flamingo. Isn't she cute? So for the canvases, we have the flamingo. We have the baby. We have the floral vase. We have the mermaid tail. We have the patriotic. I'll put that one last. We have the snowflake. We have the winter tree. We have the cardinal, and we have the patriotic for the canvas kits. So you've seen all of the canvas now. Some of them half done. I told the girls I wasn't sure what I was going to use. I was going to try to not use anything that I didn't make myself. We did this one on just chipboard. If you don't want to use canvas, we did this one on chipboard. We just painted the chipboard. Oh, I don't know how many of you are still with me, but thanks for hanging. And we did this one on chipboard. We didn't do a canvas, we just used old chipboard. Minute you put it in a frame, nobody's gonna know what it was. You can put the year, you can put the, you know, the name of the last name of the family. So we did the frames. We did this one together. We did the doggy, so cute. Well, fur friends, I suppose it doesn't have to be a doggy. We did the to the moon and back with the shaker, and the bumblebee, and the snowman, and the penguin, and the mitten, all in the frames. And we did the wreaths. So you've now seen what is new from Buttons Galore. The Christmas wreath, the winter wreath, and of course if you get more than one, you can mix and match between the buttons between them. The fall wreath, the tropical wreath, the patriotic wreath, and the Halloween wreath. So a different class, but we need to change it up every now and then. And I thought with the holidays coming and budgets being important and being mindful of what we're spending, that this may be a really great opportunity for the kids to make something for grandma and papa, or you to make something for some of your co-workers that you really appreciate them, but things are tight. You can do this, and it's from your heart, and it's easy to do. You can do it in a short period of time. You can start it, come back, do it again, come back. It's at your convenience because you control the glue bottle. You control the glue bottle. You can stop the glue bottle anytime you want and take a step away. I think tweens would have a good time doing this. It's kind of like a gingerbread house where they have everything in front of them and then they can make it their own. And no, maybe it won't be maybe the tree will be wonky. Well, who doesn't want a Charlie Brown Christmas tree from a 5-year-old? Oh my gosh, grandma, mom, auntie, it's just the most precious thing ever. And they feel so good about what they've done, and they're so proud of what they've made. I hope you see the value in this like I saw. The minute I got that email, I knew I had to do these. I knew I had to do them because there is such a wide variety of crafters out there, and new people coming into the hobby all the time, and kids wanting to make something homemade, and this lets them do that. A little bit of supervision, some water-soluble glue, and let them go and see that creativity and that confidence build in them as they finish it and they say, look what I made. Or make these for your coworkers. Shucks, make these and put these out for sale on your desk. These are so good. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, they really are. Who wouldn't want this for Halloween? So cute. Absolutely. I want to thank Buttons Galore and more. I pounced on them pretty hard when the email came through, and they weren't sure what to expect, but they have been absolutely wonderful working with. I am so glad, and I am so happy for them, because I think what they have stumbled on is something that crosses so many generations. Grandma can be doing this with the 5-year-old. They both do them side by side, and they build that moment and that memory. Makes my heart happy, and that's all because of Buttons Galore and more. Lisa and Dan, you should be proud, and you should be just pleased as punch with this idea, because coming up with something new is not easy in today's world, and you have done something I think is remarkable when it is creative and affordable and perfect for any age and every level. Well done, you. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple. Where are you going to find this product? Well, I know it's available at lots of independent retailers, so you certainly can shop with them. If they have it in stock, I encourage you to go visit them. Say Stacy from Scrapbooking Made Simple sent you. Tell them I say hey. And if you don't have an independent or they're not stocking this product, then we absolutely encourage you to shop online with any independent online business. Yes, any independent online business, and of course that includes Scrapbooking Made Simple. Do we have these in the retail store? Oh, you bet we do. And are they on sale here? Oh, you bet they are. So until next time, it's me, Stacy. I will see you all Monday for our next Make It Monday event. And I really appreciate your time tonight. I know it was long, but I wanted to show you a little bit from each of the collections. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging. Bye, everybody.